one of the major reasons why we cannot have a good economy in Tobago has a lot to do with the fact that all of the revenue is generated by Trinidad. All of the revenue.
That's where the problem. That's where the problem starts.
That's right.
Let me tell you this. We cannot build an economy, or we can't be talking economics without relationships. Let me repeat what I just said.
Yeah.
We cannot be talking economics without relationships.
All right.
We are not isolated from the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Too many Tobagonians still have the posture that Tobago is just an island by itself. We have to build relationships. So where we are geographically located, we are surrounded by Grenada, Barbados, St. Vincent, Dominicans, St. Lucia to a lesser extent, Trinidad, the south of us, and even Venezuela.
Yes, yes.
How can we develop proper working relationships with these islands so as to better ourselves? So firstly, I don't know if you know, but we send a number of young men to Canada every single year.
To pick fruits.
It's not to pick fruits, sir. They go on the agricultural seasonal farm program.
All right.
I was a product of going there.
So it's not to pick fruits, it's to do what?
Listen to me. You go to some farm. It's farm program. It's a farm program.
All right.
You learn.
Don't call it no fancy name out here.
I'm not telling you, it's a farm program, not to pick fruits.
I have brothers who went on the program too.
You have people who go on to go and just pick apple alone.
Right.
You have people who went to pick grape alone.
Right, yeah.
But you have people who went to do tobacco. Some people who went on the.
Well, we call it to pick fruits generally, but you're right. It's a well-rounded thing.
Let me tell
you have different things you could do.
So,
yeah.
Tobago at present have nearly 400 acres of land available to it.
Where is that?
In Tobago, generally in Tobago.
We have more than that, man. 400
I just
acres.
say that is now in the coffers.
Because let me just say
that is now in the coffers.
Let me just say to you, they want to give Sanders, I'm hearing, some 650 acres.
We'll get to that.
Hotel.
We'll get to that.
Go ahead.
We'll get to that.
You're talking about the economy again.
So,
go ahead.
We can be talking agriculture and have farmers in Tobago doing kitchen garden and expect any kind of result.
Yeah.
You cannot build an economy unless, first and foremost, if you're doing agriculture, first and foremost that you could feed yourself. The surplus is what you send.
Precisely.
We are not feeding ourselves at present. So
who's feeding us? Who's feeding us, brother? And we're talking about Brother Moy this morning. He's a man from out there, a frequent caller. He's in the Hall of Fame. We're talking the economy this morning, sharing his views on Tobago economy. All right, it's the PDP program.
All of us are feel, Mr. Joe.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Too much of us are bystanders and watching. So, for example, again, and I will always say this openly. For too long, we have always just put people into political office and leave them there for the 4 or 5 years. And then at the end of the term, we start to make noise again. So I'm saying, let's talk agriculture, serious agriculture. If you want to create a food chain in Tobago where we could feed ourselves, we must do serious agriculture. So you cannot give a man an acre of land and he's planting 7 and 8 different crops on it. It just does not make sense.
So would you say that there's a need for serious regulatory bodies to ensure that a man who is given 10 acres, 15 acres, 20 acres, even 5 acres or an acre, that they really live up to their part of the bargain, because you were given the land to either rear animals or grow crops, and at the end of the day, they take the land and we are really doing housing on it. Building housing and hotels and all the kind of stuff on it.
Let me tell you this. I'm using the Canadian model.
Talk to us.
I'm using the Canadian model. Canada farmers are the richest people in Canada as we speak. Yeah. Some of the richest people in Canada today or in North America are farmers. So, for example, one of the farms that I went to in the very early years, right? They do vegetable crop. They do tomatoes. They do tomatoes for paste. You're talking about 15 acres of land.
Just tomatoes.
Just tomatoes. And just imagine that you're on the top of Shore Park to down at the airport here, as wide as Blackrock is to this side of the island.
Yeah.
And that is all is tomatoes.
How many farmers, how many should we say attendants, how many laborers is required?
Each of those farms, so for example, Trinidad and Tobago, on that farm alone, you might have 15. The Jamaicans might have a 10 or 15 as well. Santo Domingo might have the same amount. Very rarely you find the Canadians themselves
doing it. Good. So altogether, you may see, I'm trying to picture this in my mind. Would you see that a farm with about those 15,000 acres, how much is 15,000 acres?
Could be.
All right, it's
plenty.
All right, but let's say with those thousands of plants on it, tomato plant, how many laborers would be required to reap 15,000 tomatoes?
Because of the way it is done, they really and truly use
machines.
No, they use machines to plant.
Okay.
They use machines to rotate the soil. So, for example, if you have
15,000 tomatoes,
what you do, you don't plant the same spot this year and next year.
Yeah.
So if you plant this year on this 10-acre block, next year you already prepared that next acre.
Yeah.
For the next season.
Right.
So this 10 acres.
So it's almost like crop rotation.
Yes. But what happens is that because you will have probably, let me you ask a question of how many laborers.
Yeah.
You will probably get about 60 odd workers.
Good, not a small amount. I sure you have 60 people around Tobago that free.
But my point is, just as I said to you, the Canadians are not doing it. We are almost to the point in Tobago. And Tobagonians really don't want to plant the land. I want you to understand.
Yeah, I'm following slowly, but
that's why I tell you, no economy could build without relationships. We need to form better relationships. So we started the Caribbean single market and the economy. We people are getting angry when you see Grenadians, Guyanese, Vincentans, Bajans coming here to work. Don't be angry.
So that's just on that point, right? And the point whereby we feel that Tobago is a place for only Tobagonians, and any foreigners who come here must be for holiday. Anytime they begin to take up roots for us to work here, I believe that they're invading our territory. What do you think can be done about that? How can we help to cause the average Tobagonians to appreciate the value others are bringing here as workers, as tradesmen, as persons to build our economy? How could we do that?
That is why the mindset of the Tobagonian must change. So that
So how do we change it?
Brother?
Make it simple for us.
It takes a lot of talking to, working with people, because at the end of the day, if we don't grasp the opportunities, somebody has to come and take it. Because we're supposed to be, when the people come here to work, we are supposed to be the employers.
That's right.
To employ these people. So when people kick against, for example, sandals, because as far as I'm concerned, agriculture and tourism really go hand in hand.
Yeah.
If sandals is to come here, why just as Tobagonians looking at the business opportunities that are available? Yeah. So that when the people come, we should not be the ones who have to be working as the kitchen staff or as the ones to be cleaners. Why can't we be the ones providing all the food stuff? Business model.
Yeah.
So why somebody to come from Trinidad to do that?
Yeah.
Why? Because let me tell you today, there are certain clique. You talk about reborn Tobagonians who live abroad.
Yeah. Born again.
There are some born again foreigners that come here, Trinidadians and things that come here.
Yeah, they're really born again Tobagonians.
Born again Tobagonians that feel the old Tobago more than me and you.
Yeah.
So they know what they do when they see major opportunities coming. They create all kind of hysteria in the mind of the Tobagonian, who, for example, may not be as fortunate as you and I to travel, who will see the rest of the world and understand what is taking place. And they grasp the opportunity and leave you, the Tobagonian, in the wilderness to catch your uncle, aunt, and then.
Yeah.
And I'm saying to the Tobagonian today, take advantage of every opportunity that comes here. You start looking at yourself as being the employer, because really and truly, if you look at the United States of America, it's migrants that build the USA. It's not citizens of the USA that really build the USA. It's migrants.
Yeah.
Trinidad, for example, has been built by Tobagonians, Vincentians, Grenadians, migrants. Because there are more, as I said yesterday, there are more Tobagonians living in Trinidad.
The statistics will show that over 300,000
Tobagonians living
and working in Trinidad.
Tobago has 60,000 people.
Myself, I'm one of them sometimes.
I was in Trinidad for a bit too. You understand? So I'm saying this to you. You made a very critical point yesterday, and I want us to go back to that.
All right.
60,000 Tobagonians.
No, we cannot.
We just cannot do that.
We need to populate Tobago. We need to have persons coming from outside into Tobago. You know, as I sat on the airport a while ago, someone said to me a lot of Venezuelans are now coming into Tobago. And I asked where they are. They said any hotel, any bar, and these areas. And they dawned upon me, how does our immigration system filter these persons who are coming here? Alright, so as to ensure that what we have is the best of the best.
So it goes to the point that I was making earlier.
Yeah.
You cannot build an economy without creating relationships.
You must.
One. Two, if tourism has to be the benchmark for where our GDP is being grown, there's no way that we could continue in this state with the condition of the airport and the seaport as it is. It is totally unacceptable. I went last year, when I got married last year.
Congrats, man.
My wife had the responsibility of seeing about the honeymoon package.
Nice.
So I knew absolutely nothing of where we were going.
Right.
Where I wanted to go is not where my wife chose for us to go.
Nice.
So she took us to the ABC Islands. Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire.
Right.
Called it the ABC Islands. When we went to Curacao, I always hear people talking about Curacao. I've never been to Curacao before until last year. When we went to Curacao, when the taxi took us, well, let me say first, the arrival at the airport alone signaled to me that I was in a first world country.
Wow. Curacao, eh?
Curacao, eh? When it took us 15 minutes off the aircraft, through customs and immigration, get your baggage and out.
15 minutes.
When I came out,
you consider that to be a long time or short time?
No yellow fever paper.
You consider that to be a long time or short time? 15
that
minutes.
Is excellent by any standard.
Nice. Go ahead.
So, when we got out, nobody come to the hospital but taxi.
Yeah.
They write up on a slip of paper, and you go and give it to the taxi line.
Yeah.
That is, and you go with the taxi. So the fare was already written up for you.
Nice.
So then like at the airport, everybody coming shouting taxi.
Yeah.
That kind of wildness. So they took us to the, when we were approaching the airport, Mr. Duke, as I sit here, my whole attitude, my whole spirit.
As when I came in or when you're exiting?
No, when I'm leaving the airport to get to the hotel.
Right.
My whole spirit changed. Because remember, I vexed that this way my wife carried me.
Yeah.
When you saw the fauna and flora, your whole demeanor has changed. When we got to the hotel, it was an adult-only hotel.
Right.
The night before I went to Curacao. Our wedding took place at the Magdalena Grand, right? So we had the night at the best suite in the Magdalena Grand.
Wow.
When we got to Curacao, the hotel that we went to and stayed at,
Big Man Hotel. They tell me
it's a 3-star hotel. But Magdalena could never compare to
How close? On a scale of 10, the hotel being 10, how close is Magdalena to that? Magdalena is a 4.5 star, eh?
Magdalena could be about 3 in the... And make
on a scale of 10?
On a scale of 10.
With that hotel being number 10?
Hotel will be
10, the fullest?
Magdalena is 3.
Ah, you're wicked.
No,
think again.
I'm not wicked.
Be honest.
Look, I've been very honest with you. Straight and honest with you.
So, what was the difference? Tell us about it.
The whole atmosphere, the backdrop, the welcome, the people.
The service.
It was just second to none. The spa that they had, everything was just the shuttle service that they provide. The room was just out of this world. It's a room that will take Mrs. Duke and go there.
Consider advice taken.
Listen,
advice is taken this morning.
You know what?
Mrs. Duke, we're going. This morning.
You know what was surprising to me is that when we got there, just across the road, see that we sitting there, just across the road there.
Yeah.
There was every major chain of hotel.
All line up, just all line up. None competing against the other.
Nobody competing against each other.
Yeah.
Hilton, Carlton, Savannah,
yes.
Holiday Inn, Marriott. I mean, it just blew my mind out. So we went to the beach the afternoon.
Yeah.
And the sun was as white as chalk. I said, this sun here could never
come from here.
Come from there. So I started questioning the people, brother B.
Guyana.
The people took the sand from Guyana.
Of course. Of course.
And they reclaim most of the beaches to make sure that they're up to scratch.
Moi.
So you are saying that even the best beaches can become better?
Hello.
Yes. Huh? It's you know.
Let me add to what you're saying. They deal with the tourism product. St. Martin, they towed sand from Guyana to do the same thing in St. Martin.
Wow.
And listen, there's a beach in Blackrock there that they're playing the fool with. Under those trees, they should be lined with sand.
Which beach is that?
The beach in Blackrock, that Blackrock.
By Bennett
Park.
By the Heritage Park.
Blackrock Heritage Park.
Heritage Park.
They need to sand all of that flora there under the trees.
But you're gone far.
Yeah.
Look at Killigrew right there.
Yeah.
Killigrew right there.
Sand too.
Yeah. That is a beach, a paradise waiting for development. But
so you are the only person who have gone out to Killigrew in London and Trace and go there at all?
Everybody is. But wait,
how come you say that?
They do.
But wait, you think Curacao was nice?
Tell me.
So after I spent the first
week in Curacao, how the sea?
Yeah. After I spent the first week in Curacao, you know, there's a kind of sad feeling when you go to a place and you have to leave.
And those are Dutch countries, right?
Yes, those are Dutch countries.
Let me tell you about Curacao. In Curacao, the trade union in Curacao represent public officers. They do not increase dues. They have a newspaper. And the newspaper is the largest selling newspaper on the island. Yeah. Right? They own that printry. And they produce a newspaper as a trade union.
Look, before I even talk about before going to the next island, which was Aruba, the Curacao model, when we went to the tongue in Curacao,
you
know, there's this bridge that opens to get to the other side of the island.
I don't know.
We were on Otrobana side.
Right.
That is the main shopping area.
Mm-hmm.
So for you to go over to Punda side, there's a bridge.
Right.
That you can walk on the bridge and go over. Or the bridge, when the big ships are passing, it opens.
Wow.
And there are some small boats that take it to the other side. Right? Now, the shopping was excellent, I think, right? I mean, excellent. There's a free zone.
Go on.
In Punda, which is the other side of the island, that only you, as a tourist, can go there. So you could buy your stuff there, right? Wholesale stuff you could buy. A lot of people just go there and do wholesale shopping and come back, right? I'm just asking. I'm just asking a straight question this morning. Is it possible for us to open up that Cove Eco and Industrial Park to a free zone type shopping? A model that could...
Very good idea.
Go on, man. Go on, talk, man.
A model that could help, right?
If I can just put a pause for a while, right? But we're talking economy this morning. And just for the person that you are listening, I mean, what Comrade Moy is talking about are the ways in which we can generate income in the country. Because when you generate income, it now there's a spin-off to that, whereby income generally is taxed one way or the other, and the government collect the tax. And when the government collect the tax, the government can then use that money for the further building up of the nation. Trinidad, that is what Trinidad is separate from Tobago, collects 96% of its money via inland revenue. Right? 96%. So when you hear that they collect revenue of $70 billion for the year, 96% of that comes through inland revenue. We're talking income tax, we're talking corporation fund, green fund, business levy, and all the different kinds we're talking about.
So taxes take care is a major.
Let me tell you,
They make revenue through that.
These countries thrive on tourism, taxation.
Right.
Taxation.
And
So,
if you have money, then you could tax people. If there's no money, you could tax people.
you can't tax what you don't have. Although they say the NIS and the thing they're under investigation for the amount of money that people interfere with. Anyway, that's a different story.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Right.
so so I was showing you the model of where we can use in Cove, as far as I'm concerned, Cove Eco and Industrial Park, to open up businesses and free zone business so that we can generate revenue there.
Definitely.
So that is one. And in fact, let me tell you this, most of the people that have big businesses in Curacao on the mainland is migrants from India and India.
Yeah, okay. And vice well, they're all over.
You will rarely find somebody from Curacao, a native of Curacao, owning these big businesses.
Yeah.
So I tell you, I was sad to leave. So we're going to Aruba. And in my head, well, my wife taking me to this little bush place.
When you go there shape for Tobago.
Bush place. I'm vexed on my honeymoon, but I had to try to be decent. Because in first place, I told my wife I really wanted to go to Phoenix, Arizona for my honeymoon. So that we could have go to the Grand Canyon. She said, no, this is on she. So I said, okay. When we landed in Aruba, everything that I said about Aruba, I took back. I ain't come off the plane yet.
Just hover over.
Every single thing that I said about Aruba, I took back. We landed. There was this big multi-purpose bus that picked us up on the tarmac. I saw every major airline flying from the United States of America, from the United Kingdom.
Every 2 minutes. Every 2
British
minutes.
Airways.
And I was like in awe. So when the bus dropped us in, the airport was second to none.
Wow.
Escalator, elevator, everything.
Wow.
When I thought that the 15 minutes that I took in Curacao to clear customs and immigration, it took me about 5 to 8 minutes to clear. Jump in the people taxi with the same system that we met in Curacao.
Line.
People line up, they give you the fare, so no taxi car overcharge you.
Yeah.
They give you the fare. Why is your driving along? You start to ask yourself,
Where's Tobago?
what happened to my island?
You're shame. Go on.
The problem that I saw, but these places are not very well known to us as far as we consider Tobago. Tobagonians staying here can believe Aruba and them. It's some little bush place.
Yeah, go on.
Because that was my idea.
Even St. Martin, right? The Dutch side.
Brother.
Our hotel is I think it's Princess Elizabeth Hotel Airport. It's super, it's super.
Brother Duke.
Major hotels are only places.
When we reached my hotel, because I stayed on the chain of hotels, the beach was as long as from Storby to Pigeon Point.
Wow.
Every single major hotel that you could find, line right there. So you can walk from one hotel to the next, and nobody has to leave. I saw a jetty.
And they're doing business, eh? Good business too.
With business, we are talking about business. I saw a jetty in the water like Pigeon Point. So I get attracted to that. So I go down on the beach, looking at the jetty. On the jetty, one of the best restaurants you can find in Aruba is on the jetty.
Wow.
Go on.
So my wife asks a guy, so you don't have tout in here, you don't have people fussing. She said, the guy said to us, so that is outlawed here, you do that. We have a nice place up the road up soon.
Yeah. You could spend your vacation. Spend it.
So we decided, now we venture out the night for dinner. We walked out, we went for dinner. Brother B, Mr. Duke, the road from the top of Storby local road to down here is the main thoroughfare for business. It's people sitting down in horseback riding and so on. Well, not horseback riding, but in the
carriage.
Yeah, the bicycle carriage. People walk in the street at night, and on it is sidewalk cafes right up the road. I'm talking about cars passing as normal.
And what language you speaking, Aruba?
They're speaking Dutch, they're speaking
French and English.
You know what? Every major store that you can find, chain of store that you can find in the United States of America. Macy's, Forever 21, Gap.
Yeah.
All of them. When we went into one of these stores, a girl was talking to me and my wife. I was trying to tell us to come to Colombia. She said Colombia is a beautiful place.
I've heard so from a lot of people.
But because of
the stigma
of Colombia, you will feel like Colombia. She said we get an opportunity to come here to work. She said, but as I get every chance, I go home and I come back.
And it's a beautiful place, man.
Listen to me, gentlemen, I go to some malls here.
Right. But when you're a
tiny thing to Tobago.
Yeah.
A tiny thing to Tobago. You know what we say here? Me and my wife end up the next day going to a place. Going to a place where they had this timeshare program. So we end up buying the timeshare. You know who was director of tourism from 1971 to 1998?
I'm making a guess at Tobago, man.
A man by the name of you know Hugh Francis, who used to be minister? Wendell Francis's brother
is
run tourism in Cuba. So we bought the timeshare through the company that he is now the CEO of. So he's not director of tourism anymore. Listen to me. You could never believe. So I don't pay for no hotels. Anywhere I go again.
Given that you are a big P&M and you're...
No. Any part of the world that I go now.
You used to be a P&M. That's a big one.
We bought this timeshare and we pay for every month. So if I need to go to any part of the world that falls under the DV model, these companies, these time model companies, they are all over the world. In every Caribbean island, they have these time models.
And they have partners, and they have partnership also, affiliate hotels.
Except in Trinidad and Tobago.
So
how do we learn from them? How do we learn from them, their model, to help us here?
So I go to the lines now.
Yes.
I go to the line. I don't know what you're saying.
But
I go to the line.
Yeah.
Now let's put everything in perspective. What I can garner from you this morning is that the whole issue of wealth creation in Tobago is not there. Because you're speaking about is wealth creation because there are so many hotels. These hotels are not there for show. They're not ornaments. They're not white elephants. They are there to be occupied by people. So persons are coming in, spending money. There is foreign exchange, or should be foreign exchange, in the country. The countries are using the money to develop the nation, better roads, better lights, better systems, fixing the beaches, etc. What has happened to Tobago over the last 16 years? With about $40 billion. What has happened to Tobago?
I think we have to go further than that. You can't say to pin it down to 16 years.
Well, we want to go to 16 and start at some point.
No. What has happened to Tobago over the period of time that we say that Tobago, we have had an assembly, we have had several central governments in Trinidad, whether UNC, PNM, whatever combination. What has happened to Tobago? So I have to go all the way back.
Yeah, but we're dealing with the tourism product in particular, and it has been neglected over the years. It has never been taken seriously.
Let's go to the lines.
So we're going to the lines, people.
And you could ask a question. You have more in the house.
I tell you, boy. Hello, good morning.
What's the wrong one, you know?
Morning. No.
Okay.
Morning.
Morning.
You don't know where to start?
Precisely.
For living.
Yeah.
I fix it.
Yeah.
talk about immigration because immigration was tied to routine. But we know, but what do we really discussing here is, is that just what we in charge of? We can't direct anything, we can't plan, we can't coordinate. There's no power immigration.
But my good friend Mr. James, I have longed for us to have this discussion publicly. I always am the one who makes public that you are one of the people who have been very consistent, if not the one person who have been consistent when it comes to talking about Tobago's autonomy and independence. My wife just returned from China on a 3-week training course. And she said that she was talking to this guy from Nigeria, whose father is a Minister of Foreign Affairs in Nigeria. And he was asking her about our political system here. So she was trying to explain to him what is Tobago, where is Tobago, how we are situated, how we are separated apart from Trinidad. And he was asking country size, island size, the amount of people. And she said, which is about 60,000 people. And he was amazed that 60,000 Tobagonians only have autonomy, only have an assembly, only running on their own show. You know what's his last comment? Tobago should be the Singapore of the world.
Well, we know that. We agree with that.
We have the basis for it.
Yes.
But what I'm hearing, I mean, we're talking about redoing this, redoing that. When in fact the we is not in charge. You know, it's why it has become very, very frustrating. I'm talking about the time you're ready to move and just start.
But James, you come in next week, you know. You coming in next week to the Hall of Fame next week.
What day next week, Mr. James? What day next? What day?
I think we give him Tuesday next week. Yeah, next week Tuesday.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reaping, yeah. All right. So. All right. When Mr. James, Mr. Duke would have invited you on Tuesday, Mr. Duke?
Yeah, next week Tuesday, Brother James.
Yeah.
You know, come in and let's share some of those thoughts, man. We vibes.
All right, let's go.
Revitalize.
Let's take another. Hello, good morning.
Tobago autonomy.
Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Yes.
Yes, good morning.
My brother, family outings.
Yeah.
You see, I'm so happy this morning sitting here
Talk to me, why?
that convention is good position. The testimony that you have offered this morning is much better than any dissertation you would have given on review. You would have seen what it takes and what it can take to have a model society. I'm happy that you were able to, you were able to talk about it and where Tobago can go. I'm happy. You see, I'm happy that you are big enough to see that everything else transcends politics. And I'm looking forward to working with you. I'm looking forward to working with you. You have to derobe yourself of the political, I don't want to call it that word. But you have to divert yourself of what you are accustomed to and ensure that all of us stand side by side and that we all can become one of the Singaporeans of the Caribbean.
Yes.
So we all can become one of the investment areas and see to that your name goes down in history and be one of the guys who will be walking side by side. You, Brother Jim, Brother Duke, and
Yourself.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
the time has come for you to stop apologizing on your radio. When I say apologizing, if you believe in PLM, you believe in PLM, that's your right. If you believe in other things, that's your right.
Licks, brother. Licks.
I believe that Tobago would be better off and needs to be better off. Yeah.
When you want to see people try to condition you in some way, that is your right.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
My brother.
Is he on tomorrow? He's on tomorrow?
I can't remember.
Was it supposed to be?
I think it is him. That's more him.
Mr. Adams, you are on tomorrow, not so? What date you on?
Tuesday or Friday? Good. Keep it in mind.
Thursday.
My brother.
I want to say thanks to you for coming and giving this worthy testimony on radio. It will give Tobagonians the sort of strength that's required to know 116 miles under proper management.
Wasting time. You can't sit there for 4 years and you tell me all you have to account to the people for is a traffic light.